Hey there, it's Mitzi. Welcome to my channel. Today is another book haul. I know, this is another book haul, but I love book hauls. I love watching people share the books that they have found, and I just love the treasure hunt. If you follow my channel, you know how much I love it. I'm not just a reader. I read every day, and if I don't read, I get antsy. But I also like collecting old vintage books, and there's just something wonderful about the smell of an old book. I remember when I first started teaching, I went to the school where I later on taught third grade. I attended there as a third grader, and then I taught as a third grade teacher. And just walking down the hall and having that smell of that old school. We renovated later, and it's the same building, but they've renovated, so it don't have that same old smell that we had then. But I remember the first week of walking in that school, setting up my classroom, everything about it had a certain smell that I was just so familiar with, and it just took me back to those years. So I think that's what it is about an old library smell too. I don't know. I'm just weird like that. So anyway, I said all that to say I did go to some thrift stores, and I even ordered something online. And then I received a book too this week, so I want to share those with you. So the first book I want to mention was some book mail I received. Thank you to one of you, Debbie. Thank you so much for sending me this book. I had mentioned a couple of weeks ago my son was marrying. I had all the feelings. So she sent me Love You Forever by Robert Munsch. And I love this book so much. I remember reading this at a baby shower years ago when I attended all those baby showers when I was having my babies and all my friends were having their babies. And I remember one of them reading this at the baby shower. Someone, gave it to the girl that was having the baby. And we all just loved it. We thought it was so precious. But I will say now, this book means more to me today than it did back then when I first read it, because I am experiencing this now. It's about a little boy, a mother and her child, and it says, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And she goes through, always there holding him close and loving him, and then at the end, it's the little boy has grown up, and he's an adult, and he's helping to see about his mother. And it's just a beautiful story, and I love it so much. And it was perfect. So if you know of someone who their son is getting married or moving away or starting that adult life, and they have all the feels, this would be a great thoughtful gift for them. So thank you, Debbie, for sending this to me. It hit all those feels I'm feeling in my heart right now, and this was just such a sweet, thoughtful gift. And it was just encouraging that you would think of me to send this to me during this time. So thank you so much for that. And thank you also for being such a great commenter. You and all the others that comment, thank you so much for your encouragement. When I share just little bits about life, everyday life here, you're always so encouraging and sweet, and so I just thank you so much for that. So thank you for this gift. I will treasure it. Okay, so here are some books that my husband and I found at some thrift stores that I'm really excited about. The first is one of those mysteries, middle grade mysteries. I am reading through, trying to find all the Phyllis Whitney books, and they look like this. They're in these little paperbacks, and I'm just really enjoying those, because those were the kind of mysteries I enjoyed reading when I was in the middle grades too. So this one's called The Mystery of the Empty House. It says that the original title was Secret of the Old Post Box, and it's by Dorothy Sterling, and that looks just like one of those books I would have read. Some of these I probably did read when I was in middle school, so we'll see if that one is familiar, but I just had to pick that one up. These I think I found at an estate sale. There was just a box, and I think everything was like a quarter in the box. This is Shadow Castle by Marion Cockrell. This looks like some kind of fairy tale, and when I went online and looked this up, it had really good ratings. So apparently this is a pretty good little fairy tale written back in the day. I'm not even sure how old this is. 1945. So this one's a pretty old one too. I found another Miss Seaton or Miss Seaton. I know I say Miss Seaton because I'm Southern and that's how I say it. But this one's called Miss Seaton Sings, and it's by Heron Carvick. I guess is how you say that person's name. But that's another one. I haven't read any Miss Seaton, but I do want to try this one because everyone says it's similar to Miss Marple. I found another Agatha Christie. This one's called The ABC Murders. I think that is a Hercule Poirot murder mystery. I haven't read too many Poirots. I'm still working my way through the Miss Marple books, but as soon as I finish that, I have a few standalones, and then I'm going to go through the Poirot books. So I look forward to this one. I found this book. I think Elizabeth over at Lizzie Faye Loves Books has mentioned some of these books by Donna Van Leer. I guess that's how you say her name. This one is called The Christmas Promise, and they're just these little short books that you can read around Christmas time. I've mentioned many times how I love to read these shorter books at Christmas. I like just cozy, kind of feel good kind of books at Christmas time. So this looked perfect for that. And I'm pretty sure that Elizabeth has mentioned enjoying some of these in this Christmas kind of series. I think she has a lot of these Christmas related books. So I look forward to that. I found a Miss Read book that I didn't have. This one's called The Market Square. I think this is just a standalone for Miss Read. I also went back to my favorite thrift store and I found several books. This is an MC Beaton. Well, there's 3 of them. This one's called Death of a Dreamer. And then Death of a Poison Pen. I love the cover on that one. And then Death of a Boar. That cover's great too. I'm trying not to get my ring light in there so you can see it. There's a reflection because it has kind of a shiny cover. But I was excited to find some more MC Beaton. So then I'm really excited about this stack, and it has led me down this rabbit hole. Just like with the Phyllis Whitney books, I have really enjoyed reading through those Phyllis Whitney books that were those middle grade mysteries. They just make me happy to read. They're lighthearted. They don't require a lot out of me, and they just take me down memory lane. So I just enjoy reading those. It's like a comfort for me. Well, Sarah over at the Bookish Knitter has encouraged me to read the Nancy Drew books, and I read one recently that was a Nancy Drew Hardy Boys Campfire Stories. It was just a collection of short stories that had both the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew working together to solve the mysteries. Well, she, over on Sarah's channel, she always has a throwback book. Every week she just goes and she reads either the Babysitter's Club or a Nancy Drew or something that, you know, she read when she was younger. And it's just a fun way to just go down memory lane, which I love. And so I've decided to go back through the Nancy Drew books. Well, I was in one of these shops, and I see these books all the time, but I thought I'm going to start back and try to go through in order the Nancy Drew books, because I didn't do that when I was a child. You know, went to the library and whatever they had on the shelf is what I read. But this is the first one, The Secret of the Old Clock. So I'm going to start with this one. They have these everywhere, and so I should have no problem finding these. And I'm going to go back through the Nancy Drew books, and I'm really excited for that. So thank you to Sarah for encouraging me. She's always showing these great copies of these old vintage books like this, and it makes me want to go back. So I'm going to start with that one. That has started this whole, the Phyllis Whitney mystery books and Nancy Drew has started this whole, me going down this rabbit hole. So I found these books and I am so excited about it. These are books that I found at a thrift store. And so the first one is called, okay, wait, so let me say this first. So the first one I want to talk about is the Bobbsey Twins. So I ended up picking up the Bobbsey Twins in the Country. This is just a hardcover of that. And then they also had the Bobbsey Twins and the Big River Mystery. And then the Bobbsey Twins and the Doodlebug Mystery. So I thought I would go through. I'm going to see if I can find those and read them in order too. I don't think I've read any Bobbsey Twins. I don't think I did. I might have. You know, I see these covers and they look familiar, but I don't remember like going through and reading a whole bunch of Bobbsey Twins. So I'm going to try to start that series too. And I know I have a lot of series, but I love how Sarah's going through and just kind of weaving those in. So I think I'm going to do the same thing and try some of these other middle grade mysteries. And then I found these, and I don't know anything about these, but I'm really excited for this one. This is called Beverly Gray Freshman, and this is the first in the Beverly Gray series. Look at that cover. And then this one is a Judy Bolton mystery, and it's called The Yellow Phantom by Margaret Sutton. On the back, it shows Nancy Drew. And on the back of this one, it shows the Cherry Ames story. Apparently, she's a nurse or studying to be a nurse. So I was really excited about those. Well, this led me down another rabbit trail because this book just looked so interesting, and so I went online and I looked this up, and I found out that there's a whole series of these too, and they had some really good reviews on it. So I decided to go over to eBay and see if there were any others, and there was an auction that was ending in like an hour. Now, I don't normally bid because I'm super cheap and I don't like to get in a bidding war because I'm like, you can have it, I'm not paying that much. But for this one, no one had bid and there was like an hour left of it. So I put in the lowest bid you could put in, and I won it. Nobody was looking for these books. So I was happy about that, and I received these in the mail this week. So now I have the Beverly Gray Sophomore, and then Beverly Gray's Assignment, Beverly Gray's Mystery. I love the cover of that. And then Beverly Gray's, I'm dropping them. And then Beverly Gray's Discovery. And this one has, you know, it's on there. It's not a dust jacket. But on the back, they show the mysteries. And then on the back of this one, it has Connie's Adventures, the Connie Blair mysteries. I don't know anything about it, but now it's like every time I pick one of these up, I'm going to look at the back and see what the other mystery is that they are promoting, because I want to read all of them and I want to see what I plan on doing. I hope I like this Beverly Gray because I have several now. But what I plan on doing is trying the different mysteries and see how close they are to Nancy Drew, because I assume they're like Nancy Drew. We'll see. Let me know if you have a favorite, though, middle grade, young adult mysteries that was written back in the day like Nancy Drew, because I'm going to start trying those out and reading those just every week, just picking up one and seeing what I think of it. And then what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to go through and kind of rank my favorite ones out of each mystery series. So I will keep you posted on that. But I am very excited about this. These are the kind of books I love. They are old school, just super fun, wholesome books that I love to read. So I'm excited about that. And thank you to Sarah for always showing all those great books, those Nancy Drews and things, because it made me, it kind of prompted me to pick up these books. And I am super excited to read these. Have you read any of these books that I found in this latest book haul? Let me know in the comments so we can chat there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.